Hi everyone. Well, this is weird because I'm talking to myself because clearly, this is a video recording. But hi everyone, my name is Splendid and I'm going to be taking you guys on let me hide this on influencer marketing for SMEs. Like I said, my name is Splendid Uchechukwu and I'm the founder of Growth Tech Splendid, where we build the right community for intending and growth marketers rather, sorry. And we are focused on just women. So we're really pushing the gender equality thing. I also lead the growth marketing team at Iroko TV. And yeah, a couple of other stuff that I don't want to bore you with because that's not the point of this, right? So yeah, I'll be talking about influencer marketing and I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm also going to make sure that it's not so long. And I'm also going to drop about 2 links for references so you can, sorry, 2 links to reference to so you can check back on, and the rest of it. So before I get started, then a second. Okay. All right. So the agenda is just talking about the first steps, then talking about the process involved, metrics to measure, and then, like I said, the links for reference. So let's get started. So for first steps, apologies. For some weird reason, my keypad isn't working. So I think I'll just do it this way. All right. So first steps, if you're looking for influencers for your SMEs, now we're not talking about very big, massive influencers like the type where you see all those videos of driving Lexus to sign a deal or something. We're talking about any type of influencer, that inclusive, but also small influencers, micro influencers and the rest of it. Like as a business owner, let's say you own a thrift business and you're looking for influencers that you can at least partner with, right? Like I said, they're either micro or macro influencers. So micro can just be somebody influencing your product for just that particular week, or somebody with smaller community, smaller followers, just influencing for a short period, or just because they have smaller followers, we refer them as micro. And then macro can be like the major deals, like the type that you see the likes of Sydney Tucker and the rest of them sign with automobile companies, crypto brands, betting brand, like One Expert and the rest of it. So that is macro. And then we have micro. So I'm talking about irrespective of where you stand, because I'm just trying to change the narrative that it only means macro, like massive influencers. You need to actually still follow the steps, right? And the first thing I'll start with is just a second. Just a second. You shut up. Yeah. So the first thing I'll start with is I'm sharing my screen in a second. Back. So the first thing I'll start with is understanding your target audience. Now, of course, it all depends on your target audience and who you're trying to reach out to, right? I like to give very clear scenarios, and that's why I didn't do so much writing in terms of breakdown, but actual clear scenarios. So I'm just going to read through from the text I have, which you will find in the reference link, and then explain real life scenario. So depending on your brand reach, the target audience can include a range of customers. For instance, a car company might have a sub-compact model for those who have limited means. No matter the reach of the brand, anytime you plan an influencer marketing campaign, you need to identify a target audience. Now, the target audience is actually what would answer that question of who to pick. One of the deciding factors of who to pick, right? So, for example, you would see that right now, the crypto, I won't say crypto, I would say the betting brands are running for people that have humor, that have followers that are following them because they're looking out for comedy, right? And the rest of it, that's because they have entertainment strictly on their interest, right? So it depends on what your target audience is. Who are you trying to target? Who are those? Who will you call with this? If they ask, if you're asked, okay, list the 5 major audiences you're looking forward to. Those audiences you pick must also suit the followers of that influencer you want to pick, right? And how would you know? The type of content they put out. So influencers already put out content that fits their niche in terms of that fits who they think their audiences are, or who they know rather their audiences are. So looking at those type of content, you already know, oh, this actually fits my target audience too. Now, another thing you want to look at is what personality do you want to work with? Like I said, you wouldn't find like a brand like a luxury brand per se, maybe using like an influencer that does not have like very good backgrounds in terms of like actually taking time to do actual content, right? You wouldn't find like a very massive luxury brand in most scenarios, like it stands to be corrected, use those type of brands. And that's because they know the personality of who they are looking forward to, like partnering with, right? You don't want to use an influencer that if you get this content, you can also put it up on your page. It also fits the type of like how your page looks. So personality is one major thing to look at. That's why you see that most influencers they're keening into really, really spending or really, really putting in so much effort on their videos. Really, really massive efforts on their videos, right? And sometimes you try to imagine the kind of cost it would take. And that's because you're that most people that are looking for that's talent hunters, they're looking for personalities. How do you actually portray yourself? And one person that has set a very good personality that I can give an example, which is the lip gloss boy, which is Eniola, right? So it's taking out time on that, how you put out your content, how you perceive that personality. And that person is Elozonam. You see Elozonam content, I already know that, okay, we're in for something. So that's also something to look out for. Personality, what type of personality do you want to push out? The third thing is, are you looking for short-term or long-term benefits? And what this basically means is, when I say short-term, long-term benefits, I mean, okay, so now if you have a goal of what's the goal for the, like for example, for micro-influencers, for my personal business, for example, I might just want to have like, I've had a 1-month deal with an influencer before, right? And for me, it's just short-term benefit. I just want to get DMs fast. I just need to sell this off, all of this. That's short-term benefit. So for things like that, you might want to consider the different type of influencers compared to long-term benefits, right? And what I mean by this is, for example, if you're looking at long-term benefit in terms of, you want to sign an influencer that, even if this influencer doesn't post, because they have their post on your page, right? They are still going to be bringing in, whatever that goal is you want. You might want to look for long-term benefits kind of influencers, and you don't want to look for the regular type of people you want to look for people that actually literally post every day, because now your post could go down. Now I'm using Instagram as an example in this scenario. I'm talking about post, but I mean influencers are literally for everything. But I'm using Instagram for an clear example, because that's where most SMEs, set as their major traction channel or major place they want to sell. Excuse my English. Okay, so the next thing is the process. Apologies, I don't know why this has 4 steps, but next thing is the process. Now, the process involves researching influencers' engagement. Now, one thing I've noticed personally, just being in marketing career, is most people actually look at followers. I mean, it might be confusing, because are you really sure? You might think that people actually look at reach and all, but most people that I've seen actually look at followers. And a clear example scenario was somebody I was managing, we did like this plan on what the influencers to bring in. And we're like, okay, let's get 5 people and look through those 5 people and all. And the next day, the list she submitted, we have 5 people with like 2 million followers, 1.6 million followers, 500K followers, all of this, which is amazing. But then we went to check their engagement, and then you're seeing 2 likes, 3, not 2 basically, but that was how hot I was to express it as 2, but ridiculously small numbers of likes, followers, likes, reach, and the rest of it. Apologies, sorry, I got distracted for a minute. So yeah, actually looking at engagement more looking at engagement is more important than looking at followers. So, and that's why you see that many micro-influencers, when you run campaigns with if you try to run campaigns with many micro-influencers, and what I mean, like, respectfully, but the likes of Onyinye, they do not have so many followers, but they've built like more of a community. So you want to look for people that are building a community, except you're going for like reality stars like Big Brother guys, but we're looking for people, right? We want to look for people that have communities, that actually talk to their communities, right? And that's why for anything related to like content or a bit of tech, people go for Salem King. I would suggest to go for Salem King and the likes of them, because they refer to their followers as communities. Their followers literally have conversations with them, social media, Oga, the rest like of them that way. So you want to people that more of like growing a community than growing or followers or doing a lot of giveaways to get followers. And mind you, we all know, right? People buy followers literally every day. Every day. If you want 500K right now, anybody that is listening to this, you can get that immediately if you have the money, though. So it's so easy to buy followers. So you don't want to be distracted. And when you're looking out for engagement, don't just look at one post, like the top 3 posts, because they always pin their top top posts. You want to look at every single thing. I just wrapped up a campaign, right, with an agency I'm working as a contract staff with, and our campaign was to find TikTok influencers for for music we released anyway. So, and then you would see all TikTok influencers. I think on TikTok too you can pin, so like the top 3 posts can confuse you, but when you check, you're seeing someone that has like 400K followers have 3,000 views. For the mini average is like 3,000 to 4,000. So I'm like, no, this will not work. I rather get someone that has 100K followers and you're looking at their views here consistently, it's above 20K, 30K, at least 25%. I would say in that scenario of TikTok, right? Because the TikTok is even easier to get like video views, because once the algorithm starts working for you and already gaining followers, it's easier. So for you to not like have like 400,000 and consistently just, also there's TikTok ad. So somebody can just run campaigns and get TikTok followers and have very low engagement. So make sure you do your research, go through that page thoroughly, look through things. And second thing you want to be mindful of is fraudulent engagement. It's so easy right now to find out, because I would say, to me, it's easy because most of these celebrities or influencers, I do not know, but one thing I've noticed is that it's just like you like, just like me, I can post and send to my girls on our group chat that, oh, I posted, engage, and they will engage. Now those people, although there's people that can patronize your business, but if you have the same kind of people just commenting, like one person that's dropped like 20 comments, if you see like an influencer's page having like 400 comments or 200 comments, maybe that's why you have to actually take your time to research, right? And you're scrolling to and seeing that just one person is commenting all through and commenting multiple times, maybe just even putting letter. Those are fraudulent engagements. You don't want to like be moved by that. So take your time to research on engagement. See, once you do get it wrong with the engagement, you miss it. Because if you invest in an influencer that doesn't really have engagement, but just has like portraying like this outlook of, yeah, I'm an influencer, you already start missing it, because that's like money wasted. Second thing is research on the niche. That's one niche. What niche are you looking to target? Right now, if you've noticed, most influencers, almost content creators, I would say, are niching themselves down to a particular scenario. There's this guy, Laya or something. He does his videos literally about secondary school and Yoruba movies kind of thing. There are people that are niching down to a lot of things, even when it comes to business types. There are people that are doing a lot of niche. So you want to be able to like see if it's possible, if it is possible to get an influencer that has been focusing on your niche, their content, not that they're influencing from that person that is in your niche, but their content already, because now they have followers that are interested in that niche. So you also do that research, then look out for relevance. And what I mean by that is, I'll give a very clear scenario. Simply, Tasha left Big Brother maybe 3-4 years ago. Sorry, I forgot. And Tasha is the queen of relevance, I would say, from my end. I'm not a Titan, so this is not we're not here to struggle over that, please. Politely, I'm just saying that when you compare Tasha with like people that even just left this last year, you see that Tasha has what they call relevance. And that's why brands that work with her do not want to leave, right? There's one thing to maintain relevance over time than to just like be on the spotlight for a short while. And that's why I was having an argument with someone like previously. It's been a long time, maybe December. I was talking about the fact that is it really advisable to invest in Big Brother Nigeria like housemates when they're coming out? Because remember, when they're coming out, they are talking millions because they're in the spotlight. So they're telling you like 10 million to run for 3 months. Does it make sense? And I'd say once again, that takes us to this first place of what you're looking out for. If it's short term, yeah, it makes sense. We're looking for something long term. I want to look at who that person is. right? Make sure you actually watch the show, not that like you're listening to other people, like make sure you like watch the show and then you're like, okay, so this person can maintain relevance. Tasha has maintained relevance over time. And like the likes of Tasha, Sydney Tucker has been in the spotlight for a while. And he has not gone off the spotlight. When he drops a skit, you still see, we are waiting. Sydney Tucker is like the type that would say he does quality over quantity, right? And that's why you see that Sydney Tucker, rather, in a whole year, he can have like maybe just 12 skits. Check to his page. I did the other time when I was giving, I'm always sorting out for influencers. You see that he does not have quantity, but there's quality. And there's relevance because he doesn't want to drop down on that quality. So that's why if you get him to do your content or something, he'll go all the way out. And that has also helped him back with this part that I said personality type, right? So he has already made it very clear that I will go all out for your business. So I can't be cheap, right? And that's why he's more invested in quality over quantity. Now, another thing to take note is take note of red flags, right? Although I know that some PR might just be a setup or bad PR, but if you've had like 2-3 businesses complain about a particular influencer and you just feel like, oh, okay, this one's just their problem, let me try my luck. I mean, why risk it when you can use somebody else? Red flags are very important. And one major red flag I'll say is doing your research to make sure that if you're using an influencer that, it's not an upcoming influencer, somebody has been influencing for people before, you might want to make a research, the smallest research, right? Smallest research of how was this, like, how do you, I mean, because it's by human beings, it can frustrate you. So how was it like working for this person? And then another part is do relevant hashtag researches to find highly engaged Instagram influencers, right? So for example, if your business is about beauty and lifestyle or something, you might want to check for influencers that suit that. And why I would say this is very important is it still takes us back to the niche part, right? Although there's some scenarios where the niche thing wouldn't work, but when it can work for you, make sure you are looking for influencers that fit that particular niche. Now, another one is, of course, doing relevant Google searches. For people that should appear on Google, you can imagine the amount of hard work they've put in themselves for Google to like, not Google per se, but you understand what I mean, for blogs, like put them up as top influencers in this niche and all. So doing like random research as little as, let me say, what influencers should I use for my hair good business in Nigeria? What Instagram influencers? Okay, so you just need to keep, this might not give me exactly what I want, but you have to keep, changing your search terms to suit, okay, see, note, it's not like you're trying to use what Google is giving you. It's just a very good start for direction's sake, okay? So yeah, this person is, if I'm looking for anything in terms of beauty influencers, this is ranking, literally, and don't forget, anybody can own a blog. The person you're seeing here might be the one that wrote this herself. But when you check to like 2-3 options of Google search, it will give you like a little guide as to where to start from. So I think that might answer the question of where do I even start from, right? Going to the next, I missed out on where I am. Okay. Yeah. So make sure you do your relevant Google searches. Now, after this, signing the influencer, or maybe just like I said, if it's not a big thing, paying the influencer, what's next is what metrics do I measure? How do I know that this influencer is working for me? It's pretty simple. One rule I like to make is if you're an e-commerce business, let's say you sell luxury bags, and you're about to use your influencer is about to post on Friday. Personally, I know it's not good to stop your ads all the time, but I like to stop my ad when my influencer is posting for the first time. And that's because I want to see the impact. Because remember, when influencer is posting for the first time, you can really see the massive impact that influencer can bring. So I like to like pause everything I'm doing. Let it just be the influencer I'm gaining traction from today. Let me see what the influencer can give me today. Especially if it's the first post this new influencer is making. So I would suggest that you do the same. Like I said, turning on ads, stopping turning ads is not a good strategy at all because your ad has to relane. But for that first scenario, I actually do that. So I stop my ads and then I now look at, okay, for it clearly, if it's for DMs like you want the influencer to post so you can get DMs, that's your goal. Then when influencer posts I usually give about 6 hours. At the 6 hour rather or so, you definitely want to take account of how many DMs came in during that period without me doing any other thing. How many DMs came in from this influencer? That's one major thing to look at, right? And then it allows you to know, was it worth it? I go into serious calculation when it comes to influencers, right? If you sell a luxury bag and you make 5,000 naira per bag you sell, how much are you willing to use to get a customer to make like that will not affect you? Let's say you can say, okay, I can spend 2,000 naira to get a customer to pay me 5,000 naira. So that means if you spent 200,000 naira for an influencer to make a post, it means that you want this influencer to give you at least 200,000 divided by 2,000. You want this influencer to give you 100 sales, not just DMs. Because now the influencer gives you just 50 sales. It means you spent 4,000 naira getting each of these customers to pay. So you had better be making more profits. That's why I go into calculations very well when it comes to influencers, because they can be very expensive. If like, okay, for the micro ones that still collect 50K, like really, really small ones that have trust me, micro, I'm currently in the, I would always go to the side of more micro influencers than using just one macro. And I don't just go for influencers, I go for people that have community. So let's say one collects 50,000 naira from you, and that person is able to give you 20 sales. 50,000 naira is able to give you 20 sales. That's 2,500. So it means that if you're making 5,000 naira from a customer that buys from you, oh, it's not that bad. Set my own calculator that cost you have in your business if you're paying salaries and all, but that's how to look at it from influencers. But make sure you do calculation. Don't just feel like, oh, don't let the number of followers. That's why I didn't add that metric here. Don't let the number of followers the influencer gave you to, spike you up if your goal is short term. Only if your goal is long term. But if you're after money, you're after DMs, make sure you're aligned on, oh, this influencer did not work for me. Oh, this influencer worked for me after doing your calculation. Next thing is video views. Like I said, if you did like proper engagement research and the influencer posts your content, the influencer should not be having like 2,000 views when the person has posted you. Like I'm using video now, for example. Person has posted your content like 6 hours ago or something, right? Except you didn't do your research. So video views and our metric to measure. Now, third thing is lifetime value. And I'll give a scenario. For example, I paid an influencer. I felt it was very bad campaign because I got followers, but I only made two sales and I paid 50,000 naira. So 25,000 naira each to get these two put. And I personally know the sadness I felt in my heart. But over time, in the last 2 weeks, this influencer does not post that much. So I realized that people are coming from this influencer's page and they're literally coming with the video. Oh, I saw this video. And by the time I always tell my salesperson to count the numbers. How many people came through this? How many people? By the time I counted numbers, I realized that we've sold over 30 from this same influencer, but in a space of 1 month. So lifetime value is important. So don't just be, also think of lifetime value. How is this person going to help me in the long run? Sorry, apologies for the multiple relevant links, but I just shared 2 relevant links here. So take your time to go through them. Like I said, I didn't want this to be too long and boring. I hope it wasn't, but take your time to go through the relevant links. You see most of the things I spoke about, and you see them in more written format. Like I said, I'm not more of a writer. I like to explain. And if you also have any question, you just have to let me know. I'll make the little errors I had on the slide, like this page showing twice, and then the first steps here. Other than that, I hope you understood everything. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you find the right influencers for your business. Thank you. Thank you, guys.